What had happened was, what is this thing anyway? What am I trying to say? All right, several months ago, I started a video and I titled it, What Had Happened Was. And for me, it's a way that I just express everything that just happened on a Sunday. Sometimes I do it Sunday night after church, Sunday afternoon. Sometimes I do it immediately after the service in my office. Sometimes I do it 2 or 3, 4 days later. This episode of What Had Happened Was is different. I'm doing it on a Monday morning. I've just taken the last of my children to school, and I'm publishing this one on my YouTube channel, but I'm also publishing it on Facebook. So it's going to be kind of short. It's my way of just emptying out my thoughts. So what had happened was, well, Friday, I went to the mountains of Boone, North Carolina, took my family. We went snowboarding and snow skiing. And it was cold, and it snowed the whole time we were there. We almost came home Friday night because the snow was falling so heavily, but we stayed Friday night, got up Saturday morning, went and ate breakfast at the Daniel Boone Inn. It was awesome. And we drove home and decided to keep services on, even though we had a little bit of snow in the Raleigh-Durham area. Most of the people I talked to, east, north, south, and west, said the roads were pretty clear. So we decided to have church in person. It was our first Sunday morning service in person in 3 weeks. The previous Sunday, we were online only because of the weather. The Sunday before that, we canceled and did it on Saturday. And so it was 3 weeks before since we had one. So I was jacked up to be in the house with everybody, and we had decent attendance, really cool. It was cold first thing in the morning. Sidewalks were good, roads were good. The message was on John chapter 7. Jesus is going to the temple, and he takes the microphone in the middle of the temple ceremony, the festival of the tabernacles, and he delivers this speech in the middle of this festival. And I discovered yesterday, or I taught yesterday, what the Feast of the Tabernacle even was. The Feast of the Tabernacle, or shelters, or the Feast of the Tents, whatever you want to call it, it's all, no matter what you call it, it's the same festival. All right. This festival was to remember the 40-year wilderness journey. And it was so good. Looking back, I taught a history lesson on how they got in the wilderness, why they had to spend 40 years in the wilderness. And then, so 1,500 years later at a festival in Jerusalem, we see Jesus show up at this festival. Even though he told his disciples he wasn't going, he said, I'm not going, y'all go ahead without me. And he goes secretly. I got my own opinion about that. I think he just wanted to see how people were acting when they didn't know that he was watching. And what he saw wasn't good. And nobody would speak favorably of him. And some said he was a good guy. Some called him a fraud. It's a little bit of a sad story. After seeing all these things Jesus has done, they still will not declare him Messiah, Son of God. Just wild. But I ended the message by saying the last thing Jesus said midway through this festival was there's always more than what we can see. And I am putting this What Had Happened Was video together today and putting it on both channels, my social media, Facebook channel, and my YouTube channel. For 2 reasons. Man, God has dropped a word in my heart about the last part of John chapter 7. I told you I told the church yesterday that this was midway through it. And on the last day of the festival, in the climactical moment, the climax, it's what the scripture says, of the festival, Jesus takes the microphone again and he makes what I believe is the most profound statement. And I cannot wait to teach it Sunday. I cannot wait. And so I'm sharing this with you for a couple of reasons. One, I hope you will be there in the room. Number 2, I want you to be a bringer. Bring some people to the room. This is one of those messages. This is going to be one of those services. In the room kind of deals, man. Get there. It's going to be amazing. I am confident that this word God's dropped in my heart is going to change somebody's life. And I hope you'll be there. I hope you'll be there. It's going to be good. Hey, that's kind of what had happened was I did come home After I went on a lunch double date with my daughter and my brother and his daughter. We called it a double daddy-daughter date. Then I came home and I watched football. Bengals to the Super Bowl. Hard to believe. I was hoping the 49ers would pull it off and it could be a Bengals 49ers 1989 rematch and the Bengals could win. I'm pulling for the Bengals. That's my team. I'm pulling for the Bengals. It ain't really my team, but that's who I'm pulling for in the Super Bowl to beat the Rams. So, and now it's Monday. I've got a staff meeting with an organization I work with to help plant churches today. I've got a little bit more message prep to work on. Got some phone calls and meetings. A busy week. Small groups. Why are you, if you've watched it this far, I just want to ask you a question. If you come to our church and you didn't sign up for a small group yesterday, why? Why not? You too good? Is life better without others? I'm just telling you. Here's what blew my mind. 30 people said they would attend a women's small group, and I think we had 3 people sign up. I know, snow, people weren't there, etc. We're going to open signups again next Sunday. Small groups start. I start my parenting group tonight. There's still time to get in it if you want to. Send me an email, jeff@revolvechurch.com. There's kids groups tonight. There's financial peace groups tonight. There's a marriage group on Wednesday night, a women's group on Wednesday night. There's a men's group. There's lots of groups. Go to revolvechurch.com and click on next steps, find a group, something like that. You'll be able to find it. Hey, it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good week. It's going to be a great Sunday. I'm telling you, you want to be there. The end of John chapter 7, the last part of temple time. Change your life. It changed mine early this morning. God changed just something inside of me. It just clicked for me, and I can't wait to share it with you. God bless you. Have a great Monday afternoon or whatever day you're watching this. Bye, y'all.